Good evening everyone. If you don't know, you should know. My name is Ramesh Khan and I'm a filmmaker and a film critic, and today's film is Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Fulfill your destiny.
I need someone to show me my place in all this.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi is the latest film in the corporate powerhouse named Disney, and boy is it a film to talk about. It's good and it's bad, and let me tell you this straight up, I didn't love it. The Force Awakens is a far superior film to The Last Jedi on almost every level. The biggest problem with this film is its director, Rian Johnson. His lack of big budget filmmaking shows throughout the film. Rian Johnson also wrote this film, but it didn't seem like it, as he seemed to be following a template and a list of check boxes that the Disney Corporation had handed him. There's really flat Marvel Studios-esque comedy throughout the whole film, which really ruins a lot of heavy-handed films. Remember that ultra-powerful finale The Force Awakens had? Yeah, well, that's ruined, and it gets a completely pathetic follow-up in The Last Jedi. There's a really dumbass, retarded love story given to Finn, which has a completely stupid payoff. The Rebellion storyline following Leia and Poe Dameron is a snore fest. This is the Rebellion storyline. The storyline involves the Rebellion spaceship, which is an ultra-massive, super slow spaceship, which is being followed by an even bigger, even slower spaceship in the galaxy. Boy, the excitement just leaps off the screen, doesn't it? The best actor on this project is without a doubt Adam Driver. He shows off his inner conflict, confusion, and inexperience with subtlety, silence, and his demanding voice. Mark Hamill is the second best performance in the film. You see the pain in his eyes of failing Han and Kylo Ren throughout the film. The newer cast of characters of Finn, Rey, and Poe, they did nothing for me. I didn't love or hate their performances, but the script didn't have anything special for them to do either. None of the performances, aside from Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren, required the actors to dig deep into their emotional core. The heavy lifting comes from Adam Driver and Mark Hamill. The most memorable scenes are with those two. Best scene in the film is when Rey and Kylo confront Snoke. Andy Serkis and Adam Driver carry Daisy Ridley throughout that scene. Now, I already talked about one of the criminals of Star Wars: The Last Jedi. That was Rian Johnson. But the other main criminal of this film is its script. Now, while this film has an equal budget to The Force Awakens, maybe even more of a budget than The Force Awakens, it feels like a much smaller and compact film. Snoke is demoted in character, which is a shame because Andy Serkis really had a powerful on-screen presence. The B story of the rebels being followed again by an ultra-slow spaceship is utterly boring. The Finn and Rose love story, love angle is thrown in for no reason at all. You get the theme over here. These are all really lame decisions and lame stories that don't fit the vastness of Star Wars. And these are all really poor choices made by the writer, in my opinion, which is Rian Johnson and the Disney Corporation. I'm not going to put all the blame on Rian Johnson. These films, they're no more art. They're corporate films, most likely. Editing in the first act is really jarring in the first act also, by the way. It's like these editors knew, holy shit, this film is really boring. Let's just skip past all of this. Go, 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 go. Scenes end way too rapidly. Transitions come way too rapidly, one after another, during the first act. And what does this prove? It proves that these guys knew that this isn't good. The cinematography is just alright, but again, I don't know what happened in this film. The problem with the cinematography is that none of it connected to the characters. Aside from that one marvelous Snoke scene and the finale, where we get some really cool extreme close-up. The camera's placed right here in front of Mark Hamill's face, and you can see him, emoting right in front of, he fills up the whole screen. That was really cool, and again, you got into the psyche of Luke Skywalker in that shot. Those were well shot for the story. The cinematography has to complement the story, and that was one of the biggest problems I had with the visual look of this film. It's like it felt disjointed. The Force Awakens didn't have this problem. The Force Awakens was fluid, it kept moving, the J.J. Abrams style, and it felt right for the Star Wars universe. The acting, the script, and the cinematography, since we're talking about it, never draws attention to the story of the film. never draws importance to the film, whereas the script is trying to tell a very important story. 2.5 out of 5 for The Last Jedi. Disappointment is the only word that comes to mind. This project needed an eye for big-scale storytelling, and I love Rian Johnson and his films. Looper is the only film to date that I have seen twice in a single day. I was so blown away by that movie that I walked out of the theater as it ended. I went back to the box office, bought another ticket, and I watched Looper again. I love Rian Johnson and his movies. I love that episode Rian Johnson directed for Breaking Bad, which was called Fly, one of the cooler, weirder episodes. He's good with stories which require fewer characters and small scale. Why can't Disney just throw boatloads of cash towards James Cameron or Sam Raimi to direct one Star Wars movie? Now that is something I would pay to see. Give them creative control as well. But yeah, that's about it. Disappointing way to end the year of 2017. Hopefully we get more better movies in 2018, but until next year, wow, that was cringe. Thank you for watching, people, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button, but until next time, remember to love yourselves.